Last year, over 245,000 students applied to the UC colleges, making them the most applied to colleges in America. So let's go over my 3 best PIQ tips to help you crack the code of these coveted California colleges. 1. Be concise and personal. You have a 350 word limit per PIQ. Everything you write, whether it be about an activity or someone who influenced you, should connect back to yourself. Simply put, each PIQ wants to understand 1. Who are you? 2. What did you do? And 3. How did you grow? Which brings me to point number 2. Show variety. You have 4 different essays. Show different sides of yourself. Don't write all 4 essays about your love of coding or what you learned from debate. Each prompt asks something different, and you should take advantage by highlighting the range of your academic and personal interests, values, and skills. Which brings me to point number 3. Pick your prompts with purpose. You have to pick 4 prompts out of 8. Students who are leaders and engage in community service will definitely want to pick prompts 1 and 7, but may want to avoid prompt 2 if they're not the most creative. This prompt wants to understand your leadership style and how you interact with others. So get specific on the experience you talk about. But try to avoid the whole cliche trope of teamwork makes the dream work. I learned the value of listening to others. That's valid, and you can express this, but we want to be unique in how we wield this idea. Now, I know that's tough to do, but if you were actually put in a real leadership situation in which you had to make tough decisions, you should be able to recount this experience and the feelings it left you and what it taught you. UC wants to admit a leader onto their campus who will help lead their peers and classmates. Prove to them you have what it takes. Now, if you do everything by the book and you're not creative, nothing wrong with that. Just don't answer this prompt. The most important part of this prompt comes at the end. Describe how you express your creative side. Go deep into how you wield your creativeness and why this is important to you specifically. For instance, I would write about my TikToks and how I wield my creative side by making funny yet informative videos to share with high school age students who are struggling with the admissions process to alleviate the burden and stress put on them by this educational system. I would dive into how I make it funny and why I make it funny because this is how I express my creative side. So think about the things you do on a day-to-day basis that may be unordinary or out of the box. This is probably you wielding your creative side. And if it's just you being weird, then maybe we could write about that in prompt number 8, which we'll go over in another video. 3. Right off the bat, there are 4 keywords here. Talent, skill, develop, and demonstrate. Now, you could write about a real tangible skill like running, coding, or debating, but you could also write about a soft skill or talent like communicating with others or seeing the bright side in things. If anything, writing about a soft skill may be better because it's more unique and allows you more room to personally reflect. Whereas with hard skills, you may be inclined to just give a bullet point list of your development, such as at age 12 I learned Python, at 16 I made my first website. Nothing wrong with that, but you need to dig deeper and personally reflect on why you developed the skill in coding in the first place and what it says about you now. Once again, baked into this question is why. Why do you demonstrate your skill in this way? Whether it's coding, like you said, why did you develop this website? Maybe it was for your local town and helping out underprivileged children. This is what you have to do. You have to connect your skill or talent to something deeper. Don't tell me you developed your running by training or that you demonstrated by being on your cross-country team. That's not enough. Prompt number 4. Pick this prompt if you took initiative in your high school career to level up your learning. Taking advantage of a significant educational opportunity could mean a lot of things here. On the flip side, if you've overcome an educational barrier, such as lack of AP classes, by enrolling in dual enrollment on your own, you could write about that. But once again, don't harp on just the what of what you did, but instead on the why and the how. The why is most important because it reveals your intentions to accelerate your academic future, which is what colleges want to know. But you could also choose this essay if extenuating circumstances affected your high school career, such as having to move high schools a bunch. But the same principles apply. Focus on self-reflection and growth. 5. Here are the keywords to focus on. Significant challenge, steps, overcome, academic achievement. This prompt is asking how this challenge has affected you academically, so you shouldn't just write about a sore thumb you got on the soccer field. But whatever challenge you discuss, whether it be something like a divorce or a lack of resources, make sure you focus in on the how you overcame this challenge. Describe in detail the action steps you took, because the process of overcoming a challenge is where your personal qualities are revealed. Don't spend the whole essay describing the event and then ending with, my mindset shifted and I worked harder and I got good grades. That's weak. Start by describing what the challenge was, why it was important to you in particular, how you overcame it, and what you're doing about it now. Prompt 6. Here are the keywords. Academic subject, inspires, furthered, inside, outside classroom. I recommend students write this prompt because it's a great way to stand out as a unique candidate for one of these academic subjects. UC is going to admit a lot of computer science kids, because that's all you California kids want to do nowadays. So think about how you could stand out amongst them. Whatever subject you choose, you have to prove to the UC that you have a genuine interest in it. How does computer science, math, or English make you feel? What about the subject sticks out to you? Go deep into how you furthered this interest. The more unique, the better. So if you have any personal projects, such as maybe a poem book you've been writing or a website you've been designing, talk about this, the origin, the why you're doing it now, how it makes you feel, stuff like that. The UCs are building their next class of psychologists, authors, coders. Show them why you're different from the rest. 7. Let's highlight keywords. Done, school or community, better place. And we could be a bit broad with how we define community. It's just any group of people who are bonded together in some way, whether that be your online Discord group or your hometown neighborhood. Once you've figured out who you want to talk about, we should start the essay with some context on what the issue was in the first place you wanted to fix. If you made a community a better place, you should provide the rationale for why you wanted to do so in the first place. This rationale reveals the deeper insights into what you care about. Next, discuss what you actually did. You should use some word count here to elaborate on the specific action steps you took. Then finish up by getting back to yourself. What did you learn from this endeavor, and how has it changed your outlook on yourself and others? This essay should go, something was wrong, I cared about it because, so I did this, and now I've grown to become this. Prompt A. This is the catch-all prompt, like prompt 7 for the Common App. If you have anything you want to write about but feel it didn't fit the other 7 prompts, this is the one to do it. But at the end of the day, the purpose of this prompt is the same as any other. It wants to better understand who you are, what you've done, and how you've grown. But all of this should be tailored in a way that shows you see why they're a good fit for you and why you're a fit for that. If you want to rework your Common App essay, but it doesn't really fit into the other 7 prompts, shrink it down and potentially submit it for this. And with that, let's get on to other college essay tips. Follow for more.